Our world continues to change and push us in ways we have not been challenged before. On this show, we talk about these challenges, how to be aware of them, face them, and overcome them in your life. This is David Waldas, creator of the Aligned Living System.
And I'm Nick Musica, Aligned Living Coach. Welcome to the Aligned Living System podcast.
Welcome to the Aligned Living System podcast. This is David Waldas here with Nick Musica. Our topic today is we're going to dive a little bit into the Aligned Living Coaching Academy that is launching on the 24th of this month. And so still have room for a couple more coaches in training. And wanted to talk a little bit about why we coach, and it's interesting. So this is applicable to Aligned Living, but that personal mission, and I think each of us that are coaches, there's reasons that we do it. There's something in us that we want to change something in the world. We want to light something up in people. We've been through experiences that have had their own challenges that we've worked through that we want to fast track for others. And so I thought it'd be fun for Nick and I to talk a little bit about our journeys and kind of what we've seen in other coaches too, about why are we doing this? And some of the stuff I've heard from coaches as I've talked to them about starting the training. It's really fascinating how we each have our own thing that brings us into this and our own mission. And when we get in touch with that, quite often it's about things we don't like too, which is interesting. Things that we want to see differently, whether it was in ourselves or in others, in the world. And then we start to get in touch with like, well, if I don't like that, what is it that I want to create? But so often it comes from, this upsets me, this frustrates me. And I have a mission to create something different. So yeah, none of that discomfort-based decision-making, right? How are you, Nick?
Feeling a little uncomfortable, David. Brought a couple things to mind.
You're like, oh,
those things.
You want to put some words to it? Like, I'm curious though.
Yeah, we were just chatting about it beforehand, like we typically do. And I was sharing, I saw a post on LinkedIn about people getting paid to walk. And I thought, oh, walking and coaching, that could be cool. That could be fun. And you and I have had a lot of time walking in conversations, coaching, if you will.
Yeah.
And
every Wednesday we used to meet at Elfin Forest and go for our long walk, or drive over together and go for our long walk.
Yeah.
It was when I lived down in Encinitas, it was our weekly commitment. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Miss it.
Yeah. Commitment. Great word. And I was like,
we just did that hike last week when we were downtown too. That was so fun to go back and do the hike that we would do every Wednesday.
Yeah. And so I was just thinking, like, how is that possible? Because there's a little more rigor around client coach relationship, like, and I'm just analyzing the trail of where we could be side to side and one person ahead of the other. Like, what would that look like? And how could you record that? And I'm just going through sort of the logistics of it. I'm like, oh, that could work. Okay. And then I'm like, well, where else did walking and talking show up in prior jobs? That was helpful too. Yeah, that's cool. And then, well, what else in San Diego? Because it's a beautiful place. Where else could this happen? And then I realized part of this would also fulfill, because a lot of it going back to like, well, what's in it for the coach, right? Because you're doing the work too. You can't help someone if you're totally. Which is part of the attractive nature of it for me. But I never really thought about it in the context of, but if I'm going for a walk with someone for coaching, I'm also getting a walk out of it, and I could use to get outside more. So that's super helpful for me.
Yeah. If you were still in the land of hustle, you're talking about Gary Vee earlier. Maybe you can get a dog walking business at the same time, so you can get paid to coach and walk dogs at the same time. You're like, your clients like got 3 dogs. Like, why am I supposed to walk with these? It's part of your therapy. I'm an animal communicator, just in case they have anything to say, to add to our session.
You never know.
And I also get paid $20 a piece for them. So yeah, thanks. That's an extra $60 I just made from carrying them.
I know multitasking is not a thing for everyone else, but for me, it's a real thing. Yeah.
And let me know if you're interested in the essential oils while we're
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. It was just like this, I got to get outside, when you were talking about it. But it,
Dog
that's,
walking and coaching business. I realized like I can multiply my income by.
there's a
Do you have a
slash and
baby? Are
maybe
you
a
coaching
comma.
babies now too? Oh yeah, I'm a nanny as well. These baby Bjorns, you just strap them to your chest. They're great.
Jesus.
We just coach during nap time and dog walking.
We could probably
Sorry, did
throw a
I
couple other
hijack
things
your
in there.
idea?
Well, yeah, I think you made it better. I was thinking way too
You gotta
small.
make ends meet. You gotta make ends meet.
Yeah. And certainly combining all the things I know how to do in one, regardless of capacity or capabilities or arms.
I think AI should make us an image of Nick walking and coaching with like 6 dogs and a baby strapped to his chest.
If someone can make that and send it in, I would like to see that.
What were we talking about now? I just got off on this tangent.
I'm not quite sure.
So good. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
reasons.
so that whole piece of like, I was thinking more the lines like we coach because there's that personal development aspect for ourselves, and we love the reflection back. But also, like I love like when people are moving, like it opens up something in us, right? It makes
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
you know, just kind of flow. And it's funny. Years ago, when I was a teacher, one of the things I taught was sewing classes to middle schoolers, and particularly hand sewing, because it's just so kind of meditative. When the
Mm,
kids would get sewing, they would just start telling me all kinds of stories and stuff. That, like they'd kind of forget I was a teacher, and they would just be like, "Duh, duh,
fun.
duh, duh." But it was amazing the connection we got. Maybe you could add sewing to your your coaching. But it was so cool because like the kids would talk in ways that they would never talk because they were preoccupied. Their mind was preoccupied and they were focused, but they were, just like and would open up and share. I think probably the some of the best connections I actually had with kids was
Mm,
when they were preoccupied by sewing and just
that's cool.
making their little
That's
stuffed
cool.
animal and chatting.
Yeah, and I'm not discounting the whole self awareness and reflection of your world,
Hmm.
100%. But I just didn't realize the opportunity for outside for myself, and so I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's great. That's great. Something I've
that's.
often talked about with clients too, and I've done it some, but I think it's good for everybody.
Hmm.
Right? Like it really does. And it's funny because that's what we would do every week. We just didn't call it coaching because we were just
Well,
visiting about everything, but we were coaching each other too.
yeah, yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so
that's what we were doing,
so
which is also where animals showed up for you with the snakes uh tracks
yeah,
that were starting
I
to come
forgot
alive and
about
speak
that.
to you.
I forgot
That was
about
that
that.
was some of your first initial stuff, right? Like I mean that's kind of a cool story too. That just kind of an aside, but how cool when we would walk and see the snake tracks in the sand. And we stopped and looked at him, and Nick was like having a different experience than I was. So yeah,
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 that
go
was
ahead.
fun. Yeah, I mean, well, we were having shared experiences of like at this place. Do you see things moving?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I saw the snake trails, and I
Mhm.
just assumed that, like we're having a shared experience. But you're like, nope. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
cool.
Every time I saw the snake trail, I saw implosion of energy. It
Mm.
was,
And to me, I saw
and
a line in the sand, like slithered
yeah,
through the sand, which is an interesting thing for me, right? Because most of the time I'm having an experience and people around you are like, no, I'm just walking down the street. I'm like, this is not just walking down the street. And so it's really cool to be with you while you're having a different experience than I
yeah,
was
it's a ton of fun.
energetically.
Yeah, thanks for that reminder. That was a ton of fun. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And all opened up from moving. Um,
100%.
Yeah, and so we've gotten into some really interesting conversation, and I guess back to our topic. I guess it's kind of involved, but why do people step forward as coaches? And I think those of us that have been on a personal development track, like we want to share with others. And one of the things that I know, like I just see it in people, I know it in myself, I see it in coaches
Hmm.
I've trained and coaches I've worked with, is that when we've been through some traumatic event we have that signature in us, right? Like something happened, and it's some sort of shared wound, some sort of collective wound, and then we go into what I call the healing trough, and we go into all the stuff that it brings up with us, all the things we need to work through, and at some point we work through it and we find resolve around it. And it doesn't mean we're always in resolve, but we have resolve available to us. And once that signature is complete and resolve is available to us, it gives us something that we can coach others on and help them move through it so fast because it's already completed. That energetic signature is already completed in our field. And it also holds us to a line that says, now I have to hold this in resolve, because if I'm in the healing trough or if I'm in the trauma, that's actually what I'm offering people. And I'm not helping them move through it. I'm not helping the world become a cleaner, clearer, more aligned place. I'm actually contributing to the chaos in the field. And so now that I have resolve available to me, I actually have, it's my responsibility as a coach to hold myself in it so that I can offer that back to others. And that piece, when we look at like what's in it for us for coaching, like alignment's a prerequisite, as I've said before on here. Holding ourselves in resolve on the traumas that we've sorted through and found resolve available to us is a prerequisite. And what that does for how we show up in the world, for ourselves, for our families, for our loved ones, for every interaction, it's remarkable because we don't get to back off. And it's why I love to keep coaching. Even when I'm doing more group stuff or more training, like I still love coaching people because it forces me, like, there's just no breaks. You just can't, you're not allowed to wander out of your alignment and be lazy and be kind of in your shit. It comes up, but you got to correct it quick. And it's not about being perfect, but it's like, well, I got a responsibility here, so I got to correct this.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have a responsibility or didn't understand that, I can get kind of lazy, but that's not an option.
Yeah. Well, and it does show up, right? And then you get to deal with yourself.
Absolutely, right?
And that's part of the other side of the relationship, that being in the coach's seat, where you're still learning along the way. There's a partnership that happens.
Yeah.
And there's learning on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, there's certain things that I haven't been able to help people with in the past, right? Because they were still unresolved in me. And I remember some of the first thoughts I have quite often when stuff comes up and I feel like move into a place of resolve available to me. I'm like, oh, I can finally help this person with it because they've been stuck in it and I haven't been able to get them through it because I wasn't through it yet. I can't wait I'm going to reach out to that client and go, hey, let's work on this because I just found resolve inside myself, which means I can help you find it in you. And that's exciting, right? And then we go, well, I'm excited for myself, but I forget it so quickly because I'm like, oh, a new offering, a new thing I can give to other people. And then we're like, now this is just going to get spread out into the world.
Yeah.
And healing's available. Yeah.
Totally.
Which brings me to another driver, which is particularly those of us that are empaths. The world has probably not been a real easy place for us to be. And so a lot of us as empaths that have been through a lot of trauma, a lot of shit out there, may have a bit more of an antagonistic relationship with the world. And, and go, oh, no, I don't. My relationship with the world's great. I just keep it really small. It's called animals. Or
who are you talking
me
about
and my
right now?
3 friends, but the world's fine because it's out there, but I don't have a problem with them. I just prefer to stay here with these 3 people and my cat. And so and like relate to that, like the world's, there's some fucked up shit going on out there.
Yeah.
And so, coaching allows us, instead of contracting, to expand and to go out and go like, well, I'm going to help more and more people engage in a way that creates the world that I want to live in, as opposed to I'm going to contract to just the people that are already living in the world that I want to live in. And that piece of when we take that frustration with the world, that the whether it's judgment or whether it's resentment, and we take that energy and we flip it around into commitment to help other people, into service, and to resolve. If you're somebody, I've talked to coaches like that, I related to myself. I used to be very angry. The world upset me a lot. And it's not that it doesn't completely at all, like it still shows up for me, but it shows up different now. And that piece of anger at the world turning into resolve to help people, resolve to be of service, It's something, and I think some people think like I wouldn't be a good coach because I don't really like people, or I only like my 3 people and my cat, or what, whatever it is. Um, Maybe it's a dog. I don't know.
How did I feel like you read my last journal entry?
I hear that a lot from people. Have you been reading my journal? Like that actually should be, I think one of the somebody said that to me the other day. Actually, it was funny because I was using analogies that were like they had just read about it in their journal. They're like, I know that my journal hasn't been in the same place as you, but have you been reading my journal? Um, yeah, pretty funny. And so, yeah, so tell us about your journal, Nick.
That's it. That's on every page. 3 people and a cat. You said something, and I interrupted with 3 people and a cat and journaling. It was about
About the difference between like judgment and resentment. How anger at the world is the same energy, the same force that we can turn towards resolve and
yeah.
commitment to growth
Thank
and
you.
making the world
Yeah.
a better place. And yeah.
So there's certainly a lot of things to be mad about. Um, and just speaking for myself, and as all those things are out there and they all matter,
Mhm.
regardless of what your perspective is, regardless of what your starting point is. I think they all matter for everyone. And at the same time, they all can't matter.
Mhm.
It's overwhelming. You can't do everything about
Mhm.
all the things. And so then the
Yep.
question is, well, what's my piece in all of it? What actually matters to me from
Mhm.
an action perspective, from a make a difference perspective, from a
Mhm.
contribution perspective?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm 150 pounds and I'm not running into fires anytime soon. Like it's not my contribution. But this is, and the various things
Mhm.
that we were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And it holds a bar and it makes the world a better place.
100.
Yeah. And that whole piece of like, are we going to sit here and bitch about the world? Make a sign and shake it and get angry?
Uh-uh.
Put messages on Facebook about it? Or are we going to actually start with us and start with the world around us and shift consciousness? Because, I mean, that's the thing I've heard from for years now, from the moment I could really kind of hear my guides was like, stop fighting against shit. Go create it. Go create good things instead of fighting against negative
That's
things.
right. 100%. Yeah, totally.
And, like, sure, it feels good to fight against what's wrong. I did it for years. Let's get angry. Let's get angry together. And now, like, what's changed? Like, well, we got angry. Now we're angry too, and they're angry. Or we bring ourselves into this aligned place where we're creating something really positive. And positive intentions are great, but what is it creating in the world? If what we do in order to create positive things is get angry, maybe there's a better way to do this. Maybe there's a
Yeah.
more productive way to do this. Maybe there's more a place where I can actually bring more light instead of contributing to the angst in the world, which we don't need more angst.
I think we overflow in that.
Yeah.
I think we
And
do.
and then we think of the world as antagonistic, right? We think of the world as against, as opposed to like, well, not really. Not
Yeah.
really. When we start to bring people into a place of positivity and positive options instead of negative options, people love that. They may be quicker and more trained to go into like, "Oh, could you believe this? You know what he said today? You know what he said this week?" Like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
surprise, surprise." Like, does
Right.
that shock you?
No. And part of this work is creating those options, not just for the people you're going to coach, but for yourself. That's part of the
Absolutely,
beauty of
right?
this
And then
work.
you have to create them for yourself in order to create them for others, and that's what I love about
Yeah.
it. It holds me to a standard. It holds me to a place of like, I like, and we don't treat ourselves great, right? Like
Mm.
we're very quick to, like if it's just us, like, oh, I can be in a bad mood, but if I'm affecting somebody else's bad mood, I can't be in a bad mood.
Yes. And the more you do this work, the more you have an impact on someone else. And so your
Yeah,
bad mood, without
yeah,
even expressing anything,
yeah,
can
yeah,
be can shift someone else,
Contagious. Contagious.
yeah, which
Yeah.
also means that when you
Then
show up,
at a certain point you're like, why would I want to be in a bad mood either? But
yes,
when it actually starts as service and then it
yeah,
becomes responsibility and then responsibility becomes habit and then it becomes self-love, like it's a whole different thing. And that's to me, I think that's why I'm the most excited about doing the coach training, because I think it's where we get the most sustained results, because it's not for us. And the moment something's not for us, but something that we're committed to and care about and bring our full force to, everything changes.
yeah,
It's exciting.
it's super cool.
Yeah. Did you ever read Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules of Life? Whether you're a Jordan Peterson fan or not, he does have this incredibly clear, salient mind. And whether you agree with him or not, but he talks about these studies where they showed, when people go to their doctor and they get a prescription, most people don't fill it. Most people that do fill it don't take it. It's a little bit better for their loved ones, but you know who they actually always go and get the prescription for and always fill it and always give the medicine is their pets. Again, so right back to like just me and my cat, right?
Back
And
to
so
pets.
they treat their pets better than themselves, and they treat their pets better than their loved ones that are human. And so it's kind of an interesting thing, right? Like I'm less likely to take care of myself, a little more likely to take care of my loved ones, but I'm definitely taking care of my cat. Right? And so what does that look like when it comes to commitment, right? And say, well, maybe it's backwards. And a lot of people say, you know what, I needed to quit smoking because I need to be here for my kid, or I need to be here for whatever. And so when that motivation is service, and when our own personal development, when our alignment, when our the bar that we're holding ourselves to is service, it takes a whole nother level, because now self-love is just a prerequisite. Taking care of ourselves is a prerequisite.
Saw this post a while back on LinkedIn. Someone was saying, I've heard people say that they're willing to die for their children. Maybe start eating better for your children.
Yeah. How about being willing to live for your children? Yeah.
Right. Right.
How about having some vitality for your children?
Mm, And so this is an avenue for that. Not to say you're not
Yeah.
vital now or feeling alive now, but this this is a whole new aspect of that that's available.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, this is down to the wire. It's funny. It's 3:24 right now on my clock. Cause I was about to say, what's the date? The 24th. And it's actually 3:24 as we're recording. But it'll be 11:24 is the date. So yeah, November 24th is the day we're starting. So if you're interested, get the application and go to our webpage, go to the webpage of davidwaldas.com and go to the coach training. And yeah, we got room for a couple more people. It'd be awesome to have you if this is the right fit. And so fill out the application, and I'd love to chat about it. Anything else, Nick, before we wrap up? Or we're feeling good?
I'm feeling good. I'm looking forward to the 24th.
Yeah, yeah. Nick's gonna go through it again too, and
Hmm
yeah, it'd be great to have you there
It's
bringing your
always changing.
expertise. And yeah, so fun. I'm so psyched about the academy, because it, again, like when we talk about the impact we're having, this just becomes exponential. Training people who are going to teach it to people. So fun, right? Awesome. Well, thanks so much for listening, and I look forward to hearing from you. And we'll see you all next week. Thanks so much. We hope you enjoyed listening to today's podcast. And if you did, please subscribe so you can catch the next episode. If you want to learn more about the Aligned Living System and how it could support you in your life, check out davidwaldas.com.